Hello there, welcome to Frost's newest recording. We're gonna be doing a little quick short answer Q&A thing. I've been getting questions, not necessarily direct questions, but enough questions that'll make me want to have to answer them right away because I've been getting quite a lot amount of questions and confusion around in the server of mine in Discord, which I don't not expect because, it's not like what world building was stereotypical or simple. Anyways, I'm a complex person. I never really wrote down my series for children, and most of it's for adults, mostly anyways. Though I started 7 and had those mature ideas in my head. Unfortunate. But ignoring, we don't care about my story. We're gonna explain the Discord server. Discord server, or some of my lore discussions in general, simplifying a few things. We're gonna get ready with that, but please make sure to like the video. That'd be great. Cool. Alright, got hiccups. Instinct video number 1. Alright, so basically, the rules please read section, all the emojis in the server, of course, for every channel being labeled there, it's merely for cosmetic and design, right? But in the verification area, you'd notice many roles you could choose from, and the bot named Gordon in the Discord server, which says the roles you can choose. And meanwhile, before any changes, I'm going to change the system. So basically, you verify everything here, and it gives you choices. The roles are actually based off of real alien races that I made myself in the story series of mine, around 55 to be exact. If I'm right, not going to mention the 56th one because that'll be spoilers. The series is based off of the things where if you miss something, the rest of won't make any sense. That'll be an issue in the thing by itself. How many sagas are there in my series? There are actually a few. Right now, the server is currently stuck in the first saga. We've not budged around that, not even a halfway point. We're nowhere, and we're only in the beginning. The series, you would now also notice why the channels are named a certain way. There would be a few channel names that you might notice. Those are all for purpose. Then you'd find the Dev and Department category. The Dev and Department category takes you, if you scroll all the way up, will take you to give you little independent detailed facts from my series. Now, these are completely, you would probably not understand them at first when you look at them at first, so there's the danger in that. What am I talking about? Go to the Dev and Department category, go to the Dev and Department information order, and then you'd find all the facts from 1 to 500. There's actually more now. Then you'd find photos of me taking screenshots, or say images with my phone, taking pictures of the pulses explained. Every one of them that I was able to write down before. Now, there is still more I have left to write down, actually type, because I went actually, fun fact, from really writing everything I do to now typing it, because unfortunately to my situation, I can't be carrying too many books at once, and they were Unfortunately, a lot of people wouldn't be able to focus unless they had a physical book in front of them, and most of the people I've met, not to insult you, had ADHD or had a few mental issues, and they wouldn't be able to listen or sit down for a few minutes. That's a problem. And the pulses explained is not nearly finished. It's a large portion of it though, but not nearly finished. What are the pulses exactly? They are not transformations, they are actually additional transformative states of ability that can be added to your current state of type, race, age, ability, experience, power, training, etc. And are there type documents of it? Yes, there is. There's actually a new section under the department information order area where you'd find the pulses explained in the most simplified order ever possible. Please check those out. That would be great. That'll inform you what the server is also about. This is the alien races that you picked from the verification channel in the rules please read category. Those are roles. The pulses you'll have will be what affect the roles that you have as an alien. What about alien races explained? What do the alien races do? What do they look like? How do they act? Do they look like us? Are they weird? Are they sluggy? Are they human? What do they look like? Cat girls? We don't know. So, unfortunately, in the server, as of now, I've currently not been able to find time to finish explaining all 55 alien races. As right now, if I don't think I have the video right now. There should be footage of me. There should be a document explaining that, but it's blurry right now because it's spoilers, and I can't really show an unfinished document, and it's been postponed for the past few weeks. You could say a month and over. That's been explained later. What are the roles and ranks in my server? The roles and ranks in my server go from tier 1 cadet, if I'm right. Let's see. Yeah, tier one is cadet. That's the first confirmation verification that role you'll get in the server. The second is fighter. You can search that by using the robot function in your keyboard. Just put the special character robot, the little A with the scroll it, and you'd find and type in tier. You'd find tier 2 fighter, which is red, which is a little higher rank. You get a little more accessibility with that role. Tier 3 elite or elite is very special. It's probably the highest you can get before entering their general premises in the server. So these are, remember, tiers in my server. They are not anything to do with status, money, and power, unfortunately. For the people who think they can buy their way, no, the server is based off of effort, work, will, effort, communication, community power, consistency, passion, comfort, and you being acceptive of newer ideas and experimentalism. So don't fear that. Alien races could be affinity if you're choosing. And the tier 4, or not tier, is the dark general role in the server that you can get by being very close to me, being at the top, and mostly something you can get yourself, but will take a lot. There are only 17 dark generals allowed, mostly, because the people have life. They have lives, and I can't always be there for them to tell them everything to do. I've been a very young leader at this. I've been at YouTube for 6 years. Now, you say 9 years in writing, 11 years in art, 4 years in music production, and let's see, you could say year and year in singing and dancing, and probably some years in Adobe. 5 years, close, almost. In September, I'll reach 5 years. And yeah, editing by myself and mixing and producing my own music. Whatever my dark journals are going to be, they have to be very special, and they have to have that potential in them. So it's a very hard role. You have to be very, very good at what you're doing. So if you're a YouTuber, that doesn't mean I'll instantly push you into dark general. Also, again, I did tell you the Alien races will be explained later on, soon. The image you're seeing is part of an album that will be released with 10 songs in it at least, called Arrival Plus. That is the name of the album, Arrival Plus, in caps with the plus, a plus edition and next to it. There's that. What about what about my story stuff? There's around at least a few sagas and hundreds of characters, designs, planets, and choices to choose from. So whatever alien race you are, don't worry. There's a playing into that. Power scaling in the series. Power scaling in the series goes way back, way back. My series has been nerfed around at least 3 times. It has gone through thousands of revisions in specific parts of time and history when people have came at me for being unrealistic with the standards. That's okay. I've learned. I surely didn't do that same mistake ever again. Who did I learn that from? Myself and previous examples of Marvel and anime and a bunch of different writers and story writers out in the industry right now, in the creative industry. So yes, I also have some experience there too, and I'm right now 19 years old as currently of this recording on May 30, 2024. I'm grad at my 19th birthday, this May 19th. It's 10 a.m. if I remember Eastern time right now as of the time of this recording, so you'll probably be seeing it a day later or now. Are these alien races on the same planet? No, they are not. They are from different systems, solar systems, planets, galaxies, universes, multiverses. Looking into the scale, it goes even above the multiverses. Let me go look for it right now. Scale. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go right. Let's see. Let me find. I know I left it right here. Okay, got it. I'm gonna close this. It says right here, we would focus mostly on the universe, multiverse, gigaverse, yotaverse, xenoverse, ultraverse, omniverse, everything lights. Yeah, you could say everything. Everything strings and everything's, which is above. And of course there's the infinity, but the infinity becomes seemingly smaller looking the more you go throughout the series. Even though we skip a few planets of measurement, most of you guys are focused on the singular universe right now. In my server, to be exact, to be more direct, we're stuck on the universe scale right now. We have not gone past planets. We've not passed and passing divinity. Nothing in my series of current right now, canonically, in the server, based on era. If I could draw a line and show you, would probably not be even be a singular percentage near. We're not a single percent done. The server has not progressed at all. We're nowhere near. This is the start of the entire rabbit hole. This is way deeper than you think it is. Can you help, Visuet? Can you prove what you mean by that? Okay. Think of the Lord of the Rings. Think of Harry Potter. Think of Interstellar. Think of Dragon Ball. Think of Gurren Lagann. Think of one of the greatest stories you've seen, even 50 Shades of Grey. Yes, I know. Even that perverted storyline. Think about of most of the things that you've seen. What if, to make this simple, you were able to combine many elements, make it long, and as long as One Piece is running, make a story run as long as One Piece, but equally be about sci-fi to the most deepest levels you've never seen before. Even, yes, up to the Lord of the Rings level and probably over. What I mean by that, how are you doing this? You're 19 years old, Visuet. What are you talking about? You probably don't have a license. Actually, in fact, I do, and I've gotten a license. I've won awards before. Am I okay physically? No, actually. During the entire process of learning many skills at once. Not to insult you, my education was around at least the normal, regular standard of the American citizenship's educational policy. I'm following within rule and legal law. Was my family necessarily there? No, we weren't a rich family. I've never lived in a rich family, nor a poor family. We are merely middle class. Low middle class, now we're high middle class. We're just not there. We're not exactly at the best here. What did I use to make these stories up with? School journals, notebooks, pencils, mechanical pencils. Had no phone until I was 13 to 12 years old. It was a Samsung Galaxy Core Prime S. Did I have a computer and PC? No, I did not. Most of the writing and all the story making were done with mostly school material that I bought for at least 25 cents when back then when notebooks were around at that price, and a few other things to get it all at point. Was this 2016, 2017? Yes, you're right. I've done this 2016, 2017. How long was 9 years ago? Definitely not 2016, 2017. A little bit more behind than that. 10 years would be 2014, so around 2015, 14. How was I around 9? Yeah, around 9 years old. Yeah, around there. How hard did I actually work on this series? Think about it this way. How hard did it take for most geniuses to be understood in this world? Suffering, it took a bunch of suffering, depression, crying around there. This is a little self-centered to say, but I got no choice. I actually had no friends most of my time working here, so yeah. And most of my YouTube was mainly my time-consuming part, helping remind myself that I exist and I feel like I'm important and I deserve to get the recognition I get. I just, you'd wonder when I'd get it and be able to do it. Because at one point, I want to attempt animations. Yes, my ambition reaches that far to explain in my series. A lot of the characters, I just really like them so much, I'd want them to be animated. I want it to be real. So, there's that too as well. How real? I went through the effort of writing a lot. What specifically did I write? Story plot lines, characters, personalities, designs, sound design, building design, armor design, color design, eye design, leg design, eye design, but the eyelids, Vilefern and hair design. And then there's also Lepsi's design, Octane and power core design, ship design, car design, tower design, tree design, wildlife design, alien wildlife design. You could say I designed a ton of row. I customized to the smallest pieces. You could say face, elbow, leg, hair, eyelid, mouth, lip, opening a hole, whatever in part of your body. Every one of my characters, 55 alien races customized to the down brink level. You could, not the atomic level. I'm not that crazy and ridiculous. And I wish I had more. I wish I was more not human to be able to do that. But my hands and my legs couldn't do so much. How long does it take to do this? It actually depends on how heavy the work is. Currently, right now, the work of mine is very high level and it is at a complexity higher than the normal here. Not to insult you, a lot of you guys would probably not be able to take the exact thing I would be doing. You guys would probably tap out within the first few days and say it's boring, it's not worth it, and it's probably too much for you. You are right. But I'm a crazy person who's dealt with boring stuff most of my life by being alone most of my entire time. And people insulting me and yelling at me, though they'd never lived my life before. Am I a YouTuber for fun? Yes, mostly for fun. I do variety content. Is my art mostly sci-fi? Mostly was sci-fi. Have I drawn water before? Not a lot of times. Funny fun fact, most of my drawings don't contain water or specific things, including romance a lot into it. There's a few things. When have I started drawing? Do I have inspiration? I actually have no inspiration whatsoever, actually. I don't have inspiration. If I had an inspiration, my ability to make things unique would probably not be there. Have I had panic attacks? Yes, I have. At one point, most of them were mainly because I was buying another person's stuff. How do I say that? What I mean? Say, you could be a fan of Transformers, but if you were to make your own story, like be able to go out there, do it yourself, make it your own, make your own thing, would be inspired kind of affect that? Wouldn't that kind of make you biased? Wouldn't that really turn you away from who you could truly be? Like making everything unique in such a way where even the best would have to read into your stuff in order to understand it firsthand and first point of view. As also as well as what about invention and technology? When did technology get into this type of work? I actually had very terrible technology meant for the brink of the things I was able to make. How did I do a lot still though? Most I could say was my prime was around the first prime. I have a second right now. I had a second one in 17. First was 13 years old. 13, 12 years old. Had gone through a very emo age, very short-lived months, very short-lived month. And if I remember, let's see, I didn't really go to summer school. Only went to summer school around a young point period of time. Discord server was formed around my channel's purge area, around era type era. Who are the top out there in the server? It is mostly owners, and their generals. I could name them, but I'll keep their names private for a moment. And you'd know them by their online aliases online. Do I take bad things? Have I taken substances, this and this and that? No, I've not. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do any of those, I don't do appeal, I don't use any of that. I've had no contact with anybody, I've been stuck mostly in Florida. I've went places, but stuck mostly in Florida. Do I have cousins with me? No, I live with my only, the family I have, the only family I have right now at the current moment. I've had friends in real life too. Didn't stay, and a few only stayed, but they were online mostly, and they've moved away. They have their own lives. Can't do that. Can't stop them. That is all on their own. That's their choice, their thing. Blah blah blah. Online, I could be there most of the time. When is the time I'm available? I'm in Florida. My time is Eastern time. So if it is 8 a.m. for me, it's probably not 8 a.m. for you as well as there's another thing. What else could I mention? Let's see. What about colors? What did the colors got to do with alien races on the server? I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video. The colored alien races actually are based on their color palettes and picked up and selected in the series. What type of music do I make? It varies on genres. You could say hip hop, dark orchestral, hybrid orchestral, electro house music. You could say a little jazzy, little electric, electric house, jazz house. You could say experimental, drums and bass, some step, and let's see, trap music and more instrumental music, multi-wave, and there's also a few elements of just merely, you could say, maybe atmospheric house, garage, UK garage, and let's see. I've never made anything metal, so a lot of melodic stuff around down there. Eerie, ethereal, rash, brave, inspiring sounding, chill sounding, alien sounding, and ominous, dark. I've go through many emotions making audios. Have I made my own series before other than my alien stuff? My thing, the alien stuff is actually called MM7. You can call it MM7 in the store in the server. We can call it the MM7 discussion, where we could bring up things about the series. But right now, if you did hear well in the beginning of the video, then my series is we're stuck in the beginning, and as long as nobody continues or progresses during the entire duration of their stay in the server, we're going to be stuck forever on questions never being answered until we read, where's this document I'm talking about, as I can't afford book publishing and people that would be able to help push out my stuff outside there without getting my rights taken away. Unfortunately, we have to stick to Google Documents for the time being. If you want to ask questions about my series, please make sure to first read into my stuff. The document should be available soon in its own channel, probably, because I have no choice but to make a channel made for that story reading. Where am I going to put it? Unfortunately, due to placement and low attention span, not to insult all of you, we have to unfortunately resort to a point to make a specific channel made with the link that'll probably update every time I add more to the story of mines later on. Warning, the series is not for children. It is mostly TVMA and TV14 and contains a lot of very, very bad imagery that you could probably imagine possibly in your head, only through the word. The document will soon be receiving images for you to easily at least able to visualize what you're possibly looking into. Looking at the characters, I'll make sure to name the characters and give you updates on the series as much as you like sooner or later. It's around, 21 minutes into the recording. Unfortunately, it has to be the song because we had no choice. What do the bots do in my server? The bots are merely for play, fun, and discussion, or able to organize a server. The server is organized, and does my server allow cussing? Yes, it does. The server, in fact, is TV, 16 to 15 age plus up type of server. It's a 15 to 16 age rated players and above. Do not complain about cursing. You can curse in there. You just can't reference body parts and parts that could reference inappropriate references to the human body in sexual manners. We don't want that. Follow the community norms. The administrators and ranks are earned with trust and ability, and please refrain from using very, very strange adult language in the servers. You'd probably be warned ahead of time. How old are the channels? Most of them were new. The server wasn't original like this at first. What are the dimension channels? What's the 9 dimensions category for? To explain the 9 dimensions area, the 9 dimensions are actually the minimum start part of the series. Fun fact, the 9 dimensions are actually inside a singular universe and not actually my entire series. All alien races do not stay within 9 dimensions. The 9 dimensions area is actually basically a universe for battle and tournaments. Sorry to bum out those who thought the 9 dimensions were actually where all my alien races were at first. Actually, no. The 9 dimensions are there mainly for tournaments, discussions, and sharing cool stuff. They're based off of a universe made for war, battle, and tournaments that you can see how it happened in the series later on when you read through my story, which is available in the document that soon will be in its own channel. I'll probably use the everyone ping because unfortunately nobody's going to read unless I force it upon you. How long was it been pushed out since? November 2023, December 2023. That long. Did I make it December 2023? No. The story has been in the making in text and written documents for 9 years. Did I save all of those documents? No. Unfortunately, due to weather and very personal reasons and disasters that occurred during my life and robbery I ended up suffering, not everything in my series was able to be saved, and we're stuck with me having to rewrite everything from the beginning and refining everything from nothing to something. What is my equipment like? My equipment contains of an HP Pavilion 3 multi-purpose computer with 12GB RAM. I have a music setup and I use lenses. My style is black and green colors. I'm a sci-fi whiz and I like science fiction, music, art, writing, dancing, singing, and visual expressions, touching expressions, any expression of artistic kind of a deal type of being. And as well as having to explain what are the races, when are the races included in my series. They're actually automatically individually shown in my series. Don't worry about that at all as well. And if you wanted to pause the video, you probably paused it by now because of the length of the video of me just literally talking to you. This is mostly a podcast. I probably would mention it in the video. If I didn't, you slowly realize slowly later on that it's just a podcast. This is to explain things. What is with the category names? What is with the main general area being named this very lengthy category name called the Viltrovipanadempostentropolis? That is actually the name of an underground jail area for people arrested back then in the Netheronian age 3, early age 3 Netrodia, back then when my character Max McNeil was thriving before it became a Projectian. During conversion in a very important part of the series that make MM7 as it is, because a lot of my characters are there. Is my series inclusive? We don't do the thing Disney does, or I'm not really paid by investors and any of that, so don't worry about my series being common. It is not trash, it is not stereotypical. Inclusivity is actually pretty indirect in my series and is very automatic and smooth. It kind of passes by, and I don't always force gay, lesbian, or other types of things in the series. And I do not care about using slurs and anything because the series is incredibly honest to every single thing you probably want to know or not know about. There would be suffering, and there would probably be a lot of misery and very cool acts of heroism in the series as well of mine's. Is the series mostly just isekai? No, it's not. It's not based off of a series, anime, and comic and published story you would find online. It is based off of my own previous experience of what I had in my head as a kid growing up. Is there genders? Is there robots, androids, aliens, wildlife, ships, and purposes to things in the series? Yes, every single one of them has a purpose. Every single alien race, color, everything you'd mention, even the things you think, like even that, it becomes really important to get it straight. The power levels in this entire series is not that low. Actually, fun fact: if you were to use the Marvel or any of that, or any of the more common storylines or less common storylines you'd find online, they'd probably not be as close as to the scale of things I took my series to. Not to insult, not to bring your hopes down. Keep working on your stuff. Do whatever. Now, my series wasn't something I played around with too much, and I kind of took it so seriously that it seemed like it annoyed the hell out of you if you tried getting into the business of it and, trying to alter it and stuff like that. I've already done enough nerfing and revisions. I can't do that anymore. I'm sorry, I can't do revisions. I've already nerfed everything a lot, changed and revised things that I thought were sloppy and careless of me. I've already apologized and done that, and I've already turned the tables around. I won't be doing that. How many characters are gone into the importance of this? Mostly 100 something are actually important characters because the sagas that I'm including go for very long periods of time. It won't stop anytime soon. Has it finished finally now? Is it currently? As in saying, like, what if the creator of Dragon Ball had to take a lot of time first thinking of Dragon Ball in the first place to make an example? Like, actually, the concept and vision of Dragon Ball, how long did that take before it became actually, before he actually started making it? Akira Toriyama, if we say so, myself, and a few other people. Same for me. I had the concepts and visions for years before, and I kind of built it during it. At 7 years old, did I finally, can I count that I actually started doing something about my story and all that, etc., boring stuff. Make sure to please leave a like on this video though. And what about story-wise, lore-wise? That I explained that a little bit later. Powers, discrimination, unification, politics, or anything like that? No, there's not. Is there anything to do with fan service or anything like that? No, there's not really. But it is very indirect, and sometimes it just completely comes over your head, and it's just there. It takes over you. What else? Let me see. There's also an announcement page. The callouts category in the Discord server is there for now. It's just for announcements, stuff like that. What about the Cursed Sacred Place category? It's for NSFW and higher age level type stuff that you won't see put in the public because there's some people who, when they try to make the stuff that they really want to make, sometimes it's not really family friendly, and they could post it there and That's where the rest of it goes. My series doesn't really stay within it travels through a lot of taboos, and it does not hold back when it shows you reality. So expect that. Do multiple languages come into this play? Yes, I've already explained. I already went and dwelt that I would include many cultures, diversity, niches, languages, and forms and customs and traditions that are taken on upon from the series, as well as that there's slang, a city talk, and things that vary and are actually unique to their own alien race and all that. And yeah, there's that.